Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan with a big Aliner Expedition. This is one of their larger models, especially considering this has not one, but two dormers. This is a big double dormer model. It's got a little kind of hideaway cassette toilet situation going on, little half bath action in case, it's late at night, you can't, it's raining like a son of a gun, you can't make it to the park facilities, or you're just in the middle of nowhere and, going outside and digging a hole is not your idea of camping entertainment. This is very well kept. Trick is, though, in the RV industry, there's no Carfax for camping. So doing a little CSI for camping, I've learned that this actually came originally from Pennsylvania. Somebody bought it. I don't know why. They decided to swap out of it very quickly. Now, the second owners I know pretty darn well because actually previously this year, they had chosen to purchase an RV with us here at Haylett RV. And we had like paperwork signed. We all came down to it. Everything on paper made sense, but when they went to actually start pulling this thing, it became very apparent very quickly, this was not a good, safe pairing. We had the right at that point to go, well, sorry about your luck, you owned it, but we didn't. It took some doing down with the Secretary of State, but basically we unsold it, and we refunded the folks back their money, knowing that we didn't have anything in stock to work for them at the time, but it was the right thing to do for a customer. And look how this pays off. You put a little good karma in the universe and a little good karma comes back because they decided when they were ready to update and upgrade, they were going to work with us again here at Haylett RV and got themselves a fully enclosed travel trailer. And really, they actually, a couple times they walked over, put their hand on it and said, I'm going to miss the old girl. We had a lot of fun with this, and whoever gets this thing, I think they're going to have a lot of fun too. Now, one of the really cool things about these kind of A-frame campers, you've got 360 degrees of viewing pleasure. Like, I'm laying on the bed in the back right now. This is the view back here, like kind of from, say, the headboard position, as it were. I mean, you've got amazing views, but you might notice, too, every one of these things, even the window and the entry door, they all open for airflow, and they can all be closed. Now, you've got a good chunk of counter space right here, but notice that that is also your half bath space. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Up front here is a full dinette. You see that the post that goes in the floor is right there. The table is actually right beside me right now. So you have a table. You can use it like a dinette. But you know what I thought about? I thought this might be nice to kind of display as a little bit more of an open lounge. And it kind of made me realize one of the other things you can do with this is take the dinette table that we're going to see in a minute, and you could put a pair of folding legs on it and make it a portable table, and it could also function outside very easily. And if it gives you an idea of how organized the folks were, they went through and three-hole punched every single darn thing in the owner's manuals to make them, easy to find, easy to access. Just when I see stuff like that, it really, really speaks to the quality of ownership. Now, they're a little tricky to see, but right behind the lip of both of those dormers, you do have a set of LED lights. The middle of the RV could use a light or two up there, but not bad. There's enough light where you need it, I suppose. Just maybe it gets a little dim over the kitchen at night, but not terrible. Speaking of the kitchen, why don't we begin down here? That is a three-way refrigerator, by the way. So that is 110 propane and 12 volt. But keep in mind that is a passive absorption fridge. When you hear 12 volt in today's world, you often think of DC compressor fridge, not the same thing. Now, this is just me being tongue-in-cheek silly here, but something I always kind of laughed about when I saw these is, look, you can wash your hands, and then you can use the air to blow dry them and drip dry right into that high-voltage appliance right there. I'm joking, but obviously you actually do want to exercise a little bit of caution right there and use your head just a titch when you're doing things like that. Now, back here, this is a true queen. But there's a mattress on top of a mattress here, and that is not how you want to use it because you actually do block one of the vents when you do that. The reason we're looking at this is because the previous owners had a mattress, and then they swapped in a new one, and then they just threw the old one on top of it and said, we don't need it anymore. Hey, you've treated us right. Maybe if you have like an extra used camper with a crummy bed, you could swap it out for a nearly new one. And we don't. We're just going to leave them here. You can pick which one you want, throw them both away, whatever works for you. I don't care. There again is that tabletop, and just so you can see, it's not scratched. Oops, man, that is crazy lightweight. Holy crap, Batman. Anyway, but it's not all scarred up, dinged up. Let the light shine off that a little bit. It looks really, really good. Now, backing up here, I mentioned how this has a cassette toilet. If I crack that open, obviously you can see the toilet, but you also saw You know, saying the word toilet and then saying butt, even though it was only with one T in the same sentence, kind of sounds funny, doesn't it? It came out wrong. But you see that there's a couple little totes down there acting like drawers, because that is the one thing you've not seen any of in this RV, is it really was suffering from a lack of drawer space, and even a couple of those little totes do a heck of a job. Now, a couple things here. I do like to try to show things in road mode. Normally that means slide outs, but in this one, I think it means folding it down. This also gives us a really cool opportunity to get a very up close and personal look at like all of the roof sections right here. And I tell you, putting this up and down, it's all manual, but it is buttery smooth and easy. This is a well-engineered machine here, right? Look at this little thing. Now, not only is this lightweight, like I said, a little over 2,200 pounds dry weight, 3,500 pounds max with max cargo, so kind of budget that in mind, keep that in mind there. Potentially minivan SUV towable, which is great, but they're only 7 foot wide. They're not big, they're not bulky, they're not scary. When they're folded down in the travel position, you can check the specs at the beginning of the video. If I remember, I'll try to flash them back up on the screen right here, but that's not something I normally do, so hopefully I don't forget. I think it was like less than 6 foot tall in the closed position, which means like if you have, say, a garage, you want to park this thing, you want to keep it stored out of the weather, or you're in like a homeowners association. A lot of HOAs get real persnickety about you parking a trailer, you know, where anybody can see it, because they don't want the neighborhood to think we're becoming those people. Sorry, you can tell I've got opinions about people telling me what to do in my property, but that, you know, I mean, you sign the agreement when you walk into the HOA, so I guess if you're there, you don't really have a right to gripe. A little storage under that bench right there. There is a simple side mount solar prep plug on this, and this is an Asdel using brand, very similar to the Rockwoods that are out there, you know, that we talk about all the time, or the Freedom Expresses. Again, cassette style toilet, but one of the things that's kind of cool here, you see that little pull handle on it. Basically, it's a little wheeled cart on its own, so if you gotta take your own little mini honey wagon up to the dump station, you know, it's kind of like rolling a suitcase through the airport, except you don't want to check that one through airport security. I don't think they're really going to appreciate it. Storage under the bed here, just give you a look at everything as we back our way out. I did notice, like behind that door, you notice there is a little outside grill mount right there. I kind of wish that was to the right a few feet, you know, so that you could use the baggage door without fighting with the grill position, or if you got a Blackstone griddle or something like that, but whatever. Spare tire doesn't look like it's seen the light of day. Well, I'm sorry, no, it's never touched the ground. It's obviously seen the light of day. That was a poor choice of words. You get what I mean. The RV also has 4-corner stabilizer jacks, and it's backup camera ready. Neither of those things are exceptionally common in this class. Sometimes you find them, sometimes you don't. I just like to point those out when I see them there. The side mount AC, you got to have a little slip cover on that. It actually like button snaps in place just to make sure you don't accidentally, when you're towing, have water like blowing in the vents and then up inside your camper or anything like that. Now over here is that simple solar prep plug I told you about. They actually have the advisory sticker on the other side of the trailer, but this one's over here. And this is actually a little bit bigger bench storage than we saw on the other side of the RV. Now I've looked over this thing a couple times. The seals, everything looks good. I can't find any major dings, bangs, blemishes. Something else I like is that double propane tank set up an auto changeover regulator up front. Did I just mangle the word regulator? Pretty sure I did. And I'm sure wishing I had that air conditioner running right about now. Out in this sun, it gets hot in these things. Black shirt, oh, great choice. Actually, funny thing, these shirts breathe pretty well. They get a little hot, but you cool off pretty quickly. You don't care. Why am I talking about this? You don't care. When you're ready, give us a call. We'd love to work with you, whether it's this, whether it's something else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.